Hello guys, you will learn how to make drop shadows in 3 different ways. 1, 2, and 3. Let's do this. Alright, so let's start it off. I have already done a few things for you. I've added this background and I've also added the text. The text font is Century Gothic Bold and it's around 283 points to fit in nicely in the screen. Now to add the drop shadow, the simplest method is to go up here in the effects, come down here in the stylize and press drop shadow. And this immediately gives you the drop shadow by default. The mode here is multiply opacity is at 75% and the X and Y offset, which means by how many pixels it's towards the right and downwards it's 7 pixels and the blur is around 5 pixels. So I'm going to increase it a little bit. In fact, I'm going to make it 90% to the opacity to reduce it and make it darker because we're going to change the mode, and I'm going to make it to 12 and 12, and at the same time I'm going to make it to 10. So with that we have a nice looking drop shadow. So the mode is multiply. I'm going to press OK for the moment, and as you can see this gives us this nice dark shadow, which is fine, but in the real sense the surrounding areas and the colors, the reflections that it puts affects the shadow. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select the text once again and come here in the appearance panel. If you don't have the appearance panel, you can go here in the windows, and from here you can select the appearance panel. So in the appearance panel, we can see here drop shadow that will allow me to re-edit the drop shadow that we have applied. So I'm going to choose overlay, and with that it has blended in the background color in the drop shadow. I'm going to press OK, and that's pretty much is the first way on how to add a drop shadow. All right, now let's get on with the second method in which you can add a more stylized kind of a drop shadow. So this one is going to require a few steps. All right, let's get going with that. So I'm going to select this text that we already have. I'm going to press Ctrl C to copy it. And I'm going to paste it back twice by pressing Ctrl B once and twice. As you can see here on the right hand side, it has added 2 more copies. So what I'm going to do is, let me reduce it a bit since I don't need it much here. Let's keep it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top one and I'm going to hide it, and I'm going to select the one that's below, and I'm going to come here in the left hand side and I'm going to change its color to black and press OK. And similarly, I'm going to come here and select the third one, again hide the one that is on the top, and I'm going to change its color and match it with the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the eyedropper tool, or you can press I, and simply come over here on the screen and select the background color to mix it with the background. So it's completely now mixed with the background except for this part that's visible. So I'm going to do is I'm going to unhide all the text that are on the top, and I'm going to select all 3 and reduce the size. Press V to select them all. Hold Alt and Shift and reduce the size a tad bit so that it comes in here, since we need that to manipulate the things that we want to do. So I'm going to quickly go back to the third one here that matches with the background. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to first click and hold the text, and I'm going to press Shift and drag it towards the right hand side like this. Okay, a little bit like this. As you can see, the text is now crossing over the lines that are below there. So I'm kind of dragging it along the diagonal. So I'm going to kind of drag it like this along the diagonal to the point where it doesn't crosses over. So I'm going to hold it and leave it there. And now I'm going to click the one that's up here and select both these, the black one and the one that matches with the background. I'm going to go here in the object and come down here in the blend. You can also access the blend from here, and this is the shortcut for the blend by pressing W, but I'll go from here in the object and come down here in the blend and come here in the blend options. And I'm going to choose specified steps. So I'm going to add the copies. I'm going to make 300 copies and press OK. So what it is going to do is it is going to add 300 copies between this black text and the one that is below. I'm going to press OK, but it hasn't added it yet. I'm going to go here in the objects once again and come here in the blend. I'm going to press Make. So this gives you that shadow. So I'm going to turn on the text that's on the top, and in this way, this is kind of a stylized drop shadow that you can add. So what you can do is, as you can see, of course, the shadow is very dark. So I'm going to go here on the right hand side, and since it's a blend, I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to go in its properties and come down here in the opacity and reduce it just the way we want it, so that looks nice and cool. I'm going to set it to, let's say, 55% and press OK. So this is the shadow that we have added. This is the second method. If I come here in the layers again and select the blend and turn it off, you would be able to see the difference. So this is what we have added. This is the second method. And now let's move on to the third method. All right, now let's get on with the third method. I have added two photographs, two pictures, and I've downloaded them from pexels.com. Now, for a moment, you might just think that it's a Photoshop tutorial, but it's not. It's happening in Illustrator. And I wanted to demonstrate kind of a method of adding a drop shadow so that it might look meaningful to you. So what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I need to remove this background. And in the latest version of Adobe Illustrator, it allows you to remove the background with one click. I'm going to press here and remove background and let it do its job. I'm going to speed it up. So now we can see it has nicely removed the background for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop the image and I'm going to reduce the borders. So I'm going to press crop and we have this ready for us. So what I'm really trying here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this guy here on the top and I'll manually hold shift and reduce its size and then try and bring him here, and looking at the background, try and kind of place it so that it looks somewhat that it's a real guy standing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add shadow just the way it naturally is here. We can see the shadow is going towards the right and it's going in the backward direction. So we want to do the same with our guy here. So how do we do that? First of all, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to press Ctrl C and again press Ctrl B. And as you can see here, it has given us this copy. I'm going to hide the one that is on the top. And now we want to turn it completely black. How do we do that? One of the ways is to go here in the image trace and create a silhouette. But the problem with the silhouette is that it doesn't always cover the whole area. Let me press this, I'll show you. Press OK. And as you can see here, there are gaps in it. So I'm going to press undo once again. And we're going to find a way so that this whole area fills up with the black color. So for that, we are going to go up here in the edit and in the edit color, and not the recolor with the preset. I'm going to come here and adjust the color balance. Remember, this is not a vector, it's a PNG. So what we can do is we can adjust the balance of the color mode of the RGB. And since we want to make it black, all we have to do is turn it to negative so that it takes away completely the red, green, and blue. And we all know if we take away all the red, greens, and blues, what's left is, I'll show you the preview, it's black. So I'm going to press OK. And now what we need is quite simply, we need to move it in a way that it would look like as if it's falling behind here on the street. And for that, we're going to come here and press on this free transform. Once we have the free transform, I'm going to come here and hold it from the top, and I'm going to move it along and place it wherever I feel it's kind of right for me. And looking at the way the shadows are here, I think I'm going to place it somewhere here. So I'm going to unhide the guy here on the top. I'm going to zoom in and move this image and try and match it with the footsteps so that when we look at it from a distance, it doesn't look much of a problem. So you can kind of fine tune it if you want to, but I'm going to kind of keep it here for the moment. And I'm going to zoom out so that we can see what's really happening. I'm going to come here and press V, and we can see we have added the shadow of this guy here. And if it's too black, we need to make sure that it filters through. So simply select it, go here in the properties, come down here and reduce the opacity until you begin to feel it matches with the rest of the area. And I think it's fine somewhere around here. And since it has that blur, so we'll go up here in the effects, come here down in the blur, in the Gaussian blur, and try and see for ourselves. This is 0 blur, and try and slowly increase it. I think this is fine. And this is one more way in which you can add a drop shadow in a realistic scene. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really loved it, and I'll be back very soon with one more tutorial.